This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we have an update on the status of United Rehabilitation Services in Hazleton. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ken Kara, and this is FYI. Here's your headlines now from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. United Rehabilitation Services Incorporated, or URS, issued a Workers Adjustment and Notification Act notice today to its employees, alerting them of the organization's intent to close. The notice states that it will discontinue all operations as of June 18th. According to CEO Joe Pirangelli, cuts in funding have made it impossible for URS to continue providing vocational services to its clients in a financially responsive manner. He said, quote, "We are currently operating at a deficit that we cannot continue to sustain," unquote. For the entire announcement, go to standardspeaker.com. Still no decision from the West Hazleton Zoning Hearing Board concerning a proposed indoor shooting range. A hearing into the special exception being sought by Dan Basala lasted close to 3 hours last night. Basala is looking to open a shooting range and gun sales and repair business at 300 Lehigh Valley Drive. You can catch a complete rundown of last night's lengthy meeting in today's Standard Speaker. The West Hazleton Zoning Hearing will resume on Tuesday, April 29th at 7 p.m. Congressman Lou Barletta is back in Hazleton for the Easter holiday, and he paid a visit to the Greater Hazleton Rotary Club this afternoon. Barletta was recently named the National Volunteer Fire Council's Legislator of the Year, thanks to his Protecting Volunteer Firefighters and Emergency Responders Act that passed unanimously in the House. The bill clarifies that volunteer emergency responders are not considered employees of the agencies they serve under the Affordable Care Act. But now Barletta has concerns. He says Senator Harry Reid made some changes to the bill when it went to the Senate, and it's now known as the Unemployment Compensation Extension Act. Barletta adds that because of controversial language that was added to the bill, he thinks it will die. We asked him what he has heard about this issue from firefighters in Pennsylvania.
They're very unhappy. I just was in the Danville Fire Company, and they plain out said that if without something like that, if they had to provide health insurance to their volunteers, they would have to close their doors. There was no way that they would do it. They were extremely grateful and supportive, and they want to know what they can do. How they could help now as we're faced with another challenge again.
The Emergency Compensation Extension Act passed the Senate and now moves to the House. Senator Reid said this after the bill passed, quote, "Since January, over $70 million has been drained from Nevada's economy because of emergency unemployment benefits have not been extended. This is senseless, and this is why I continue to push for this legislation so that we could renew this lifeline for people who lost their job by no fault of their own," unquote. Tonight, in part 2 of our interview with Detective Chaz Ballo, Lisa Sugart asked for advice on how to prevent bullying.
Today, we welcome back Detective Chaz Ballo from the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office to continue our talk about bullying today, hopefully prevention advice for how to make this stop in our communities. And you are a very important role in doing this in that you are a certified Olvius bullying prevention specialist. Tell us what that is, first of all, and what that program is all about.
Well, it's a program that is geared towards schools. And the idea is to get schools to implement the Olvius bullying prevention program. And it really gets everyone involved. It's not just getting the teachers involved, it's getting maintenance, nurses, guidance counselors, cafeteria employees, even our bus drivers involved. So we're all on the same page to stop bullying when it's observed. And more importantly, it really is to, motivate bystanders to stand up and do the right thing and stop it as soon as it starts.
When you've been doing these programs, what has been the reaction of the people that are involved in the training?
Well, I got to tell you, the school itself loves the program. We do have the 2 school districts who have now gone through the training and implemented it in their schools, and it has been successful. And it's a great thing to hear. Of course, we would love for every school district in Luzerne County to have the Olvius bullying prevention program implemented in their school. And we're here to help them if whatever they need.
Okay. Now, if someone out there is watching, and sadly they know either their own child or a relative, a friend is being bullied, what is the advice you give someone right off the bat to try to stop it?
Immediately make sure it gets reported. Make sure you tell your school, make sure the school officials are aware, and most importantly, guidance counselors are aware, so they could really watch out for it. And number two is to make sure that we talk to the individual involved, the victim of the bullying, because we want to make sure they understand that it's not their fault. These kids shouldn't be doing that. You know, unfortunately, in today's society, our kids actually like bullying people. They sort of get a sense of humor out of this, and it really is disgusting to me to see other kids picking and saying hurtful things to other students.
That's really, you know, upsetting to hear that things like that are occurring. There has to be a way to get this under control. And if people out there need advice on what to do, can they contact you, or is there somewhere they should call?
Sure, they could actually contact the district attorney's office, and we'll be more than happy to conduct a program for their school districts any way that we can.
Do you think that we're going to get this under control? Is it working, or is it too overwhelming?
Nothing's too overwhelming. I think that we could actually stop bullying in our school and stop cyberbullying, but we need everyone to be on the same page.
And with these programs and with what you're doing, I think there needs to be a strong message to the bullier, to the bully, because they face consequences if they do this. So what are they looking at penalty-wise if they get caught?
Absolutely. The consequences for these kids could be as small as harassment, as big as, you know, terroristic threats. You know, a lot of these kids are doing criminal trespassing. They access our kids' accounts. So there are some severe consequences that could be involved with bullying and cyberbullying.
Any phone numbers or websites you'd want to give to our viewers?
Sure. I mean, one of the best ones, you can go Oveus Bullying Prevention. They could also go to Stop Bullying Now. And, of course, the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office website.
All right. Well, thank you. Very crucial information that everybody needs to know today. And come back often and keep us up to date on what's transpiring.
Okay, I will, and thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Detective Chaz Ballo from the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office.
And now from the Hazleton Area School District Superintendent's Desk. There will be no classes tomorrow, April 17th, and on Easter Monday, that's April 21st. And there will be no school, or there will be classes tomorrow, April 17th, and on Easter Monday, April 21st. And there will be no school for students on Friday, April 18th. That is Good Friday. And here's the upcoming Hazleton street sweeping schedule. If you have any questions, you can call the phone number on the screen there. And now here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for Thursday's edition. Hazleton City Council is looking into purchasing an asphalt recycling machine, plus find out where local historians found the famous sign for a local landmark restaurant. Again, that's in Thursday's Standard Speaker. Coming up next on FYI, we'll let you know about a community Easter dinner. And then in sports, Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman is back with us. Up next, what's the sense? Find out with Janine Mazurkevich as she goes in your community.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Well, what's the sense? We're learning about it here in your community every Wednesday at the Sage Exchange, and we're with the owner again, Tamara, and she's been offering some great advice, tips on decorating, on gardening, and it's all done on a strict budget, right?
Totally budget. I've learned with having all my children like pennies.
Pennies.
But, you know, there's a lot of good resources that are all around us, and you'd be surprised what you can do with nothing.
Today we're working with pallets. You know, you think about throwing out pallets once you have them, but what do we do here? We're talking about gardening, right?
I love pallets. I love them, love them, love them. It's totally free wood. And companies all over have them laying outside. Go get them. There's tons of things you could do with pallets. I'll have that on my website too. What I love, what I just fell in love with was the garden. Now this was just pretty much planted. I have some tips with this. I love these because they're space savers. We have a deck at our home. You can have these on the ground, which they're very pretty if you have a lot of room, but they can hang. And all you do is you take some hooks.
Right.
You know, when you're put it in, and you just can hang them. Now they are heavy,
Right.
so you really got to get light potting soil, but I'll have all that, like the tips on how to do.
So this is neat because, again, I'm always looking for stuff that you can do with your kids. And if you have an apartment and you don't have a lot of space, or you don't have a front yard or a backyard, it's where do I dig this garden? Or if you have a house and you don't really have a backyard, where do I put it? Well, this is a great idea. Now, what are some of the things that you mixed and matched with
I did.
with flowers and with your seasonings and such,
I
correct?
did. There's some herbs in there. There's some flowers. There's cabbage and lettuce and some spinach. On the top, I put moss because moss is very, very absorbent. It holds the moisture, and it will keep the moisture going down, because it goes down.
Right.
So I would suggest, though, putting your herbs on the top just because they're lighter.
Okay, now, if you want to keep this flat, that's okay. You can put it just
Totally flat.
and then you could like spray paint these or make this
Colors.
decorative. Let the kids put their names on it, which
Yeah.
is so creative.
Chalkboard paint's great.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you just paint whatever, but they're so fun and they're so easy. But pretty much just hanging them, I just think is great because the animals won't, on the ground too. That if they're hanging on your decks, they look so pretty.
All right, so this again, you could check out tomorrow's website and join us here every Wednesday on FYI. Next week, what about those old tires you see outside? Well, we're going to put them to good use.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
How much did you read on Facebook about the weather last night and today? This is a beautiful scene right here outside of Gianetti's in Hazleton. The sun was out, but don't let that fool you. It was still cold, and you can see the snow still on the ground. Here's FYI weather from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 26. And then we go to for Thursday night, mostly sunny with a high near 49. That's for Thursday. Thursday night, increasing clouds with a low around 31 for Friday. Mostly cloudy, the high near 52 for Friday night. There's a slight chance of rain showers. Chance is 20%, low around 35. Saturday, a chance for rain showers, maybe even snow showers between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's a 30% chance. Mostly cloudy, though, with a high near 55. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 36. For Easter Sunday, looks like a nice day, mostly sunny with a high near 57, and Sunday night mostly cloudy with a low around 39.
Today we are here at Catholic Social Services Community Center. It's the former Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church basement, and I'm here with Rich Solo. And Rich has a long title, the Director of Resource Development and Community Impact for the United Way of Greater Hazleton. I had to cheat and look at my notes.
Thanks, Lisa. Thank you so much for stopping by today. It's our third annual Community Easter Dinner. For many, many years, the United Way of Greater Hazleton, in fact, with the help of the Hazleton Ministerium, for close to 35 years, we have sponsored and donated our time to run a community Christmas dinner. One of the United Way agency's CEO to Commission on Economic Opportunity also had done a Thanksgiving dinner for many years. And 3 years ago, Tony Colombo, one of the Hazleton firefighters, Joe Bugda, myself, Harry Workeiser from Bonanza, Pat Kreisel, and our team at the United Way, we got together and decided that there was a void for the Easter holiday. And holidays are not necessarily just because someone needs a meal. It's a time for people that don't have family or some to enjoy the company of others. So we sat down, and 3 years ago, we thought that it would be a great thing to do for the community.
Well, it is a great thing to do for the community, and you serve up like 600 meals to people, which I think is phenomenal. And Rich, this is taking place on Easter Sunday right here in the room we're at right now from 11 until 1. Who's eligible to come?
Everybody's eligible to come. There's no financial, you don't sign up for anything. It's open house. We are in the basement of what's now Catholic Social Services Community Center. It's the former Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church here on South Church Street. We're located right next to Catholic Social Services, kind of catty-cornered from the Hazleton YMCA. Very well-known spot in the community. There's parking off to the side. You'll enter in between the buildings. If someone would need a meal delivered, whether it be that they're homebound or they have no way to get to the dinner on Sunday, please call Catholic Social Services before 4 p.m. on Thursday, business close, as they are closed on Friday and celebrate of Good Friday.
All right, so anybody who can't physically make it here, you're going to make sure that they have a wonderful Easter dinner. What are you serving up?
A traditional Easter dinner of ham, mashed potatoes, mixed vegetables, fruit cocktail. We have many desserts to choose from, roll and butter, a lot of people to thank, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But again, if you need a takeout, please call before Thursday at 4 p.m.
Okay, so that's tomorrow's your deadline, so make sure you get that. And it wouldn't be possible without a lot of people that make this happen.
It is, we'd like to thank Gonella Frozen Products out in the Humboldt Industrial Park. They provide our rolls for us for not only Easter, for Christmas as well. They're very generous with their product to the community. The Kreisel family at Hazel Park, we would not be able to do this project with in particular. Patrick Kreisel comes and helps us. Again, Harry Werkheiser from Bonanza Restaurant. Harry's been a part of our community and our United Way family for many years, a great community supporter, and the Hazleton Firefighters Association, also a big part of it as well. And of course, all of our United Way team will be here on Sunday. So we have a lot of volunteers. We'll have between 40 and 50 volunteers. And you would think that on a holiday it would be very hard to get volunteers. It seems like they're the days that we have more volunteers than sometimes we have space for. We have to find a little something for everybody to do.
That's amazing, and
It
that
really
speaks
is.
volumes of the United Way. So again, this wonderful community dinner is this Sunday from 11 till 1 right here in the Community Center for the Catholic Social Services. Rich, happy Easter.
Thank you. Happy Easter to everybody too and all your viewers. Thank you.
We move to tonight's community calendar. On Sunday, April 27th, that will be the second annual Spring Fling at the Strand Roller Rink in McAdoo. For more information, contact the number on your screen. And remember, go to our Facebook page or website for the complete community calendar. Now here's your Pennsylvania midday winning lottery numbers. The Daily 207, the Big Four 4494, Quinto 79641, and Treasure Hunt 11, 13, 20, 22, 29. I'll see you soon. FYI is coming right back.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
It's that time again. Dave Seaman, sports editor from the Standard Speaker, joins us. Blue-white game over the weekend. Dave, you said last week you were looking forward to the atmosphere, seeing what that was going to be like out there. Seemed like it was a pretty exciting atmosphere. What'd you think?
I think 72,000 answered that question emphatically for us, or 82,000 depending on Coach James Franklin. That was his prediction of or his estimate of the crowd. Obviously, he gave the fans a first glimpse, and they're going to remember that for a long time. And if they keep up that energy level and that excitement level, there's going to be good times ahead for Penn State football.
See if they could keep that stadium filled. We talked about the secondary last week, too. We talked about how that may be a strength of this team. 6 interceptions in that game. Granted, it was against the second-team offense, but still I thought Ryan Kaiser played a very good game. I was very impressed with the secondary. What did you think of the defense?
I think just it's going to be a more aggressive defense, too. There's a little bit more aggressiveness over the last few years under Coach O'Brien and his different defensive coordinators, Butler and Roof before that. And I think their new staff now is just going to emphasize the aggressiveness, and they're going to recruit athletes to play that kind of level of football. And I think, again, it's going to be an exciting time for Penn State football and on a defensive end. Can't get much better than it was in the past, but it's something to look forward to.
And on offense, Colt Chiapelli, maybe I'll go with that pronunciation for right now, but kind of stole the show. Running back, Penn State has a lot of good running backs, but he ended up, led all rushers, had a big day for the blue team.
Yeah, and it's somebody I think the common fan probably never heard of until Coach Franklin mentioned him during a press conference last week. It's just an added depth, too. And the blue-white game has a history of bringing out players that maybe the average fan might not have heard of, but they come in the blue-white game, that's their chance to shine, and Cole did a great job doing that.
That was a throwback, too. So one of the defensive, I forget what defensive lineman it was, had kind of the cutoff jersey on. You saw a lot of stomach there. So an interesting day. No names on the back of the uniforms, but like Franklin said, don't read into anything right now because there were gray uniforms being used as well for depth issues. Dave, one last thing I want to ask about on the blue-white game. Michael O'Connor, quarterback, backup for Christian Hackenberger. It was the first time we really got to see him. I was impressed by some of the throws he made, and he's going to, probably make a big impact for Penn State if, God forbid, anything should happen to Hackenberg.
I think that's an important position, too. I think it's an often overlooked position on a football team, too. Hackenberg, obviously the number one, but you need a number two, especially, like I said, it could be a freak injury, it could be any kind of injury. Number two quarterback has to be ready, and if it's another freshman quarterback, well, Penn State had success with a freshman quarterback last year, didn't they?
Absolutely. Let's switch gears. Let's go local now. Don't know if anyone, hopefully at home, you picked this up, the Standard Speaker Spring Sports Preview. A lot of great articles in here, Dave, like you said. I was very interested kind of checking up on some of the kids who graduated. There's a very interesting article Steve Stallone did on Donald Pollitt, checking in on him. A lot of good track stars coming through the Hazelton, including your daughter who came through and are having success at the next level.
Yeah, I think that's an often overlooked sport too, but there is a lot of opportunities for track athletes in this area. And you mentioned Donald Pollitt has been a two-time All-American at Syracuse, indoors, outdoors, and he just picked up where he left off, and he just keeps getting better and better every year. And to be an All-American at that level in that event speaks volumes for what Donald Pollitt can do on a track.
I think it's good to check up on them because sometimes you might not realize all that they have actually accomplished at the college level, and then you read the article and you're just going, absolutely wow. Well, Dave, thank you so much again for your time, and we'll see Dave again soon here on FYI. It's Wednesday, and here's some delicious alliteration. It's signature steak night at Bottlenecks. All of their signature steaks are only $9.95 plus bottomless soup and salad for only $2.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, happy birthday to Ashley Segelia. Lots of love from Aunt Annie, Uncle John, Megan, Jeremy, Sadie, and everyone at SSPTV. One more quick announcement. The Sons of the American Legion Mountain Post 781 will be holding their annual roast chicken dinner on Sunday, May 4th. Only takeout will be available, and everyone is welcome to attend. Cost for each dinner is $8 and includes chicken, potato, roll, and dessert. More information, please call 570-474-2161. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Mary Ann C. Billig of Hazelton. Mass is Monday at 10 a.m. in the Holy Name of Jesus Parish. Friends may call at the church from 9 to 10 a.m. The Damiano Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Margaret Mary Finland of Ashland. The Lukavitz-Orovitz-Fell Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Claire Janov Barker of Pottsville. The David D. Jarrett Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Jeff Ackerman of Hazelton. Services will be announced by the Hazel Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. And Daniel J. Cervasio of Hazelton. Arrangements are private and under the direction of the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111.
I'm Julie Ferry. I'm the Public Relations Coordinator for FunFest. And today we're talking about our 5th annual Night at the Races event, which is coming up on Friday 25th. The event this year will be held at Capriati's. They were kind enough to donate the use of their facility to us. We're very excited to have it in such a beautiful facility where we've got lots of room for all of our patrons who come and enjoy this event. The event will be starting at 6:30. The doors open at 6 o'clock. Admission is $5. However, if you sponsor a horse for $10, you get in for free. If your horse wins the particular race it's in, you win also, and you can also bet on the different horses during the race as well. There will be free food as well as a cash bar. It's a great night out to help a great cause.
Before we go, happy belated birthday to my father-in-law, Vince DiSabella. I hope you spent it with your buddy Leo and a bucket of KFC chicken. Thanks for watching FYI tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Now, for updates on breaking news, such as with that URS story, make sure you check out our Facebook page. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.